Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Raw Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. As you see right here, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Cody responds to that vicious, heinous attack from Brock Lesnar last week. We saw it. It was pulling for Cody. We thought Cody was going to eventually get one day get a shot for the title once again, but his plans have been derailed by Brock Lesnar. We'll get to that coming up, as well as the women's tag team titles on the line. Lita and Becky Lynch defend their titles against SmackDown challengers Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Can the tag team champions get it together? But it's a surprise twist as Trish Stratus is now involved. You won't believe what's going on. And also, too, this match was supposed to be set tonight, The Miz versus Matt Riddle. That plans has got changed, and we'll tell you what became the main event. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. And like I said, we are here. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling. As you see right here, Cody Rhodes responds to the attack that what happened to him by the hands of Brock Lesnar. We'll get to that coming up, as well as women's tag team action. The women's tag team titles are on the line, as Lita was supposed to defend her tag team titles with Becky Lynch against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. We'll get to that coming up. Into the Solo Sokoa was probably the main event. He took on Kevin Owens, the new tag team champion. We'll talk about that coming up in a minute. All right, we're gonna get things started with this. Dominic Mysterio. You know Dominic Mysterio. He loved every minute of it, every bit of it. Dominic Mysterio has become a heat maggot of all sudden. Dominic continues to agitate the WWE universe about his brother, about his father. I meant to say Ray. Dominic feels like Ray is a deadbeat dad. He's disrespectful. He doesn't check on him. He doesn't cater to his needs. You know how Dominic is, and Dominic has to play those games and stuff. Where Dominic came out there to relive and rehash what he thought he was doing and what he thought that he made way of tonight. And Dominic Mysterio playing that part that he doesn't care. He's a heel. He's a heat seeker, what you want to call it. Well, Dominic came out there. Ray came out there to call out his son. Ray started off the show, but Finn Balor came out to accept Ray's challenge. So we got impromptu match: Ray Mysterio versus Dominic. Finn Balor, and Dominic had helped his friend Finn get the win over his father by using a steel chain to get the one to help Finn use the coup de grace to get it 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor defeating Rey Mysterio, two former world champions in the ring. So hey, you know how that went down. So hey, we told you that the women's tag team championships were supposed to be on the line. As Lita was scheduled to take on, and Becky Lynch was scheduled to take on Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Well, backstage there was a lot of hectic as Lita got ambushed up from behind, and Raquel and Liv trying to figure out who done it. And a lot of people had pointed towards what was going on. I kind of knew, everyone knew it wasn't no secret. You see right here, Lita stumbling, doesn't know what's going on. Lita kind of out of it and stuff. Well, there was a solution. Trish Stratus was going to fill in for Lita. We kind of figured that was going to be it. You can tell, but look at Becky Lynch's face. Adam Pearce looked at her too, real carefully. Trish Stratus, one of the greatest women's champions of all time. Trish Stratus just look good for her age. She's only 46 or something. Still wrestling. Man, I tell you that right now. Trish Stratus doesn't look no bad, no day looking bad. Oh, but Trish Stratus helped along, came out there to be a co-tag team champion with Becky Lynch. Trish Stratus came out there to help defend the tag team titles with Becky Lynch. Well, everyone eventually knew what was going to happen, and it happened. Trish got rolled up by Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan defeated Trish Stratus. Everyone thought what was going on with that. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch, we knew they was going to have a confrontation over the tag team titles. But all of a sudden, Trish Stratus chick kicks, turn her back on Becky, and chick kicks Becky from behind. And now Trish Stratus now back as a heel again. I love heel Trish Stratus. That's one thing I like about Trish Stratus when she was a heel nearly 20 years ago. She was good at it and being bad at it, and she was being that Trish Stratus being the heel. Well, Brian Saxton tried to get a word with Trish. Trish didn't make no comment whatsoever. So we expect this match between Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch to happen at SummerSlam somewhere down the road. This SummerSlam in August. Trish Stratus kicked Becky Lynch's head off, leading the way for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to win the women's tag team titles. So hey, the deal is the stuff. So that right there, Dominic and stuff. All right, we was waiting in anticipation. But before we get there with Trish Stratus, we kind of knew the seeds were there at WrestleMania when Lita and Becky were the champions, and Trish didn't have a belt. Trish trying to play homage to what she wore in WrestleMania Hollywood a couple of decades ago. Now, nearly 20 years ago, Trish Stratus came back. That's the seeds right there of them breaking up as a team. They win at WrestleMania. So hey, we'll see. Speaking of that, Damage Control, is there seeds in the air of a breakup between Damage Control? Only time will tell with Damage Control. Well, we know that's one seed. Damage Control have miscommunication problems. Even Bayley, Damage Control want to know what Bayley was at tonight. Bayley said that she was doing other things, which we kind of would tell you that Bayley was kind of pondering. Maybe WWE talked her out of not leaving. So, hey, Triple H and stuff. Hey, would it be? Well, Dakota Kai, Io Sky won a triple threat match over Piper Niven and Miss Chi to earn herself a shot at the women's championship when they're down the road. So Io Sky gives crack at the women's champion Bianca Belair for her women's crown whenever Bianca returns. We know Bianca celebrated her birthday yesterday, so we want to wish Bianca Belair a happy birthday. Bianca Belair celebrated her birthday yesterday, so the Raw Women's Champion has a new challenger awaiting her in the wings, and that person is the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. So we'll see that. Speaking of that, we told you Cody Rhodes coming to respond to what had happened to him with Brock Lesnar with that vicious beatdown last week. Cody Rhodes came out there to respond to what Brock did to him, and it was savage. It was like a savage beating. Brock beat down Cody, left Cody a shell of himself. Cody Rhodes issued a challenge that he wants to take on Brock Lesnar at Backlash. And Brock Lesnar ain't gonna wait no bit. He's gonna wait next week to respond. So we know next week Brock Lesnar will return to Monday Night Raw, and he will either accept the challenge or reply back to Cody on what he's gonna do. That vicious beatdown from WrestleMania last week, WrestleMania after Raw, which many people said that was the boringest after Raw WrestleMania ever. And now Cody Rhodes, will he get his shot at Brock next week? where Brock will finally respond to his question, his answer that he richly wants. So we'll get to wait and see on that and how that's going to play out. Cody Rhodes took a savage beating from Roman and Brock last week, and he had that Dusty special that he executive produced. Kudos to Cody, but he saying he's afraid of Brock, but he wants to fight Brock. So we'll get to see that probably down the road, whenever that might be with them two. Speaking of that, Bobby Lashley found him a new someone to fight. He found Bronson Reed. These two behemoths trying to beat each other down. Bobby Lashley tried to use the hurt lock. He can't put the hurt lock on Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's way too big. Bronson and Bobby Lashley might wrestle down the road. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out eventually and stuff. Well, the Usos were in action. The former tag team champions took on former tag team champions, Raw tag team champions, American Alpha. The Usos put up a good work match, fighting American Alpha, trying to get their way back into tag team title contention. They did so by defeating American Alpha, get the 1, 2, 3. The Usos trying to get a reign of dominance after they're no longer the tag team champions. So let's see. Speaking of that, the match set last week, Riddle versus The Miz, was canceled. We don't know why. Maybe they might save that match for SmackDown. Who knows? At the Riddle's crossing both brands now. I guess we got Return to Star. Let him cross both brands, and let's see how far he goes with both brands. But hey, it is what it is. So, know how that be. Stuff. All right, the main event. This was the main event. Solo Sikoa replacing the Miz and Riddle match. Solo Sikoa took on tag team champion Kevin Owens in a match, and the tag team champion put down the work. Now we know that the Usos and Owens and Zayn had that 5-star instant classic match at WrestleMania. But tag was the first time a tag team match main evented WrestleMania since WrestleMania 1, but this time for the tag team championships. Emotional Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won the tag team titles over the Usos, but this time around it went to Solo. Solo went against Kevin Owens. Solo and Kevin Owens had a hell of a match indeed. They put the effort and put the work in, but at the end, Solo won his match over Kevin Owens, getting the win. Solo Sikoa remains undefeated and keeps his streak going. So Solo Sikoa keeps it going. So only time will tell. Even Riddle and Sami Zayn tried to help save Kevin Owens from getting beat down already from in progress from the Usos and Solo. But you have to wonder what's going to happen at Backlash. It's kind of telling me it's going to be a 6-man tag team match. Your Usos and Solo taking on Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle, a 6-man tag at Backlash. That's what I can see right now. But they're saying this is the rumor card for Backlash, a contenders match. I don't know why. They're kind of champion. Someone made this up. Bad Bunny versus Rey Mysterio. SmackDown Women's title. I could see Selena Vega in that match. Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley. I can see not being a tag team match. I see that match happening down probably like at SummerSlam or King of the Ring. But I can see a 6-man tag team match between Solo and the Usos taking on Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Matt Riddle. So I can see that match happening at 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 Backlash. So we'll see. All right. That is the Raw Ring Report. We're moving forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we wanted to say this, that Logan Paul, who had that spectacular match against Seth Rollins, Logan Paul has officially re-signed with WWE. And who can blame him? I mean, WWE be a fool not to re-sign Logan Paul after what Logan Paul had done and stuff. Logan Paul re-signing with WWE. He's back in the thick of things again. After he had that match against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, that instant classic match at WrestleMania, he had Logan Paul and Seth Rollins, which I believe was the match of the night on WrestleMania Saturday. And, Seth Rollins won. So Logan Paul now officially re-signed with WWE again. We could probably see him and Seth Rollins go again one day. Hearing reports that he can go against John Cena. So there's a lot going on, but we just have to wait and see on that and how that's going to play out eventually. Speaking of that, current tag team champion Kevin Owens with his son, who looks exactly like him, even taller. Kevin Owens' son, last time we saw him was like 5 years ago, and 5 years later, he grew up to be like his doppelganger, his copy. So Kevin Owens, along with his son probably be the next him, if you ask me. You know how that be going forward, but we'll just have to wait and see how that's gonna play out eventually. So hey. Speaking of that, Nick Wayne being called out by Swerve. Swerve's told saying that when Nick Wayne gets to AEW, he was the youngest person to sign an AEW contract. Nick Wayne will wrestle him sometime this summer. So we'll have to wait and see this summer on how that's going to play out eventually. So hey, you know what it is. Also, in other news, Tom Hampkin or Tom Phillips, what you want to call him, WWE, he re-signed with Impact Wrestling. I don't know why WWE got rid of him, but he was a good commentator. He was right next up to Cole, but I guess you know how that be, how that went down and stuff. So he's re-signed with WWE and stuff. So hey, what that might be and stuff. All right. We know tomorrow is the NXT ring report. We know we're waiting to see why Braun Breaker did what he did. We'll have to wait and see on that. But like I said, we're gonna find out next week. Brock Lesnar returns to the Red Brand to accept the chance, either accept the chance from Cody or play those psychological monster games. So we have to wait and see on that. And how Cody will respond to Brock Lesnar doing what he did, we'll have to wait and see. And two, why Trish Stratus did what she did, leaving Becky Lynch. What Becky Lynch's response gonna be next week? We just have to wait and see on that one. And if we're gonna have a continuation on SmackDown with the tag team champions and Matt Riddle against the Uso brothers and Solo. We'll have to wait and see on the SmackDown ring report, but we'll have that coverage as well. All right, we're gonna end you with this: the Usos being retreating from Sammy and Kevin and Matt Riddle. We'll have to wait and see how that's gonna play out down the road. Thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon, and so long. We'll see you tomorrow with the NXT Ring Report. See you later.